No, there's a leadership meeting. Okay, here we go. Let us look at number 5. Now, when you do synthetic division, you can't have a number in front right here, right? So you have to divide everything by that 2. So when then you do that, you get 4x to the 4th minus 2x to the 2nd plus 1/2 x plus 2, right? Divided by x plus 1/2. So then you take the opposite sign of this one. What's the opposite of plus 1/2? Negative. There you go. All right, so I have an x to the 4th. Do I have an x to the 3rd? No. So I'll put a 0. Do I have an x to the 2nd? Yep, -2. Do I have an x to the 1st? Yep, 1/2. And I have my constant. Y'all okay? All right, bring down your first one. Multiply -1/2 times 4 is -2. And what are we going to do here? Add or subtract? We're going to add. 0 plus -2 is -2. -2 times 1/2 is a +1. -2 plus 1 is a -1. Bless you. And -1 times -1/2 is a +1/2. 1/2 plus 1/2 is 2/2, which is 1. There you go. No, -1/2 times 1 is -1/2. And 2 plus -1/2 is a +3/2, right? Can't write today. Yes, because you're gonna want to do keep, change, flip. Mixed numbers really are not your friend on most of your upper level math class. When you're working with them, they're your friend as your final answer, but not as working with them. Okay, so what do we have? We have 4x to what power? The 3rd. There you go. 1 less than 4. Minus 2x to the 2nd minus x plus 1 plus 3/2 over what you started with right here. 2x plus 1 over 2. Holy moly at that conglomeration of a fraction, right? So what do we do to fix this hot mess right here? There you go. Keep, change, flip, or kiss, whatever. Keep it, switch, switch. Keep the first one, 3/2. Change division and multiplication, and flip this bottom one. So it's 2 over 2x plus 1. And what happens? 2's cancel out, which is what I was hoping for. So now I only have one fraction instead of that crazy hot mess of a fraction. Is this bringing some memories back? Unfortunately, some of you were saying. All right, what about number 6? What do we do on that one? Divide by 3. There you go. Let's see if I can squeeze that in up top here. So dividing by 3, that'll give me 2x to the 3rd minus 16 over 3x to the 2nd plus 11 over 3x minus 5 over 3. Divided by x minus 2/3. Alright, so then you take the opposite of this back one. What's the opposite of negative 2/3? Positive 2/3. Put him in his cute little box, right? Look, y'all can't be dead on me 2 days in a row now. Y'all gonna have to wake yourself up. Okay, so let's see. Are we missing any exponents? We got 3, 2, 1. Nope, we're good. And cut the last one off. And bring the first term down. Are y'all okay? Alright, here we go. Let's multiply. So 2/3 times 2 is 4/3. Negative 16 plus 4 is negative 12. But that's divided by 3. What's negative 12 divided by 3? Negative 4. Perfect. Negative 4 times 2/3 is negative 8/3. 11 plus negative 8 is positive 3, but that's divided by 3, so that's 1. And then 1 times 2/3 is 2/3. Negative 5 plus 2 is a negative 3, divided by 3 is a negative 1, right? So let's see, we have 2x to what power? Second minus 4x plus 1 minus 1 over this hot mess of a fraction I started with. Oh, Lordy. I don't want 2 fractions, right? 1 fraction's bad enough. 2 fractions is just too much. So you keep the 1, change division to multiplication, and you flip that bottom fraction, but multiplying by 1 does not change anything, so that is simply 3 over 3x minus 2. Don't forget your minus sign. Y'all okay? For real, for real? Alright, y'all grab your ACT packet and let's look at 1 through 5. Your homework last night was simply to look at the answers for your ACT packet and see which ones that we needed to go over today. Please make sure that if you were absent any time this semester, that you look where to see what you missed. Google Classroom. Very good. Google Classroom. There. All right, let's look at your ACT problem, shall we? So, number 1, you should have gotten, C. Trying to go over number 1? Yes? Okay. Let's see. From 7 to 7:45 is 45 minutes, right? So in 45 minutes, they rotated how many degrees? 180. So if you divide that, that's 4, right? So they're going to rotate 4 degrees every minute. So it says at this rate, how many degrees will the restaurant rotate in 1 hour? So how many minutes are in 1 hour? So you just do 60 times 4, because they're rotating 4 degrees every minute, right? And that is 240. All right, number 2, you should have gotten H, which was 9. Do I need to go over number 2? Yes? Okay. All righty, let's see here. Yes, ma'am.
Is it okay if, like, on number 1, I did it differently? I did 4 times 15 because there's 15 minutes left. And then just add it to 180.
Yep. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. It'll work every single time. And there's actually, my first period actually did half 45, which would be 22 and some change, and they did it that way, and it was pretty cool. I never thought about doing it that way. There's several different ways you can do these. Let's see. All right, number 2. By the way, standardized test. I know I've said this before, but let's go over this again. The reason they always tell you to start with C or pick C is because standardized test put your answers in order from smallest to biggest, right? So if you go with C, like if you're plugging in to guess, if you go with C and your answer is too big, should you either try A or B or D or E? If your answer is too big, you should try A or B, right? If you go with C and your answer is too small, then you need to go up to the bigger ones, right? It kind of saves you from starting at the top and working through all 5. That's why a standardized test tells you to go with the middle answer every time. Does that make sense to everybody? Got it? Kind of, sort of? All right, so let's go over number 2. Let's see. What's it say? Gym membership has a one-time fee of $140. So $140 is not changing. It's $140. Plus, it even tells you what to do next. Plus a monthly fee. So monthly is every month, right? So if it's every month, it's going to be $40 for every month you have. Brendan wrote a check for $500 to pay his membership, so it's going to be equal to $500. How many months? Remember, X is your number of months. So you move your 140, so that'd be 40X. Hi, dear. Thank you, ma'am. Where are we at? 40X is equal to 360. Divide by 40, and X is equal to 9. It's going to take him, he's got 9 months paid for with a $500 check. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to go to that gym. That's a little pricey. All right, what about number 3? Number 3, let me see what my answer was. Answer should have been D. Do I need to go over number 3? Yes? Somebody say yes? Okay. Let's see. So if you have less than 25 people, they're going to charge you $9.25. If you have more than 25 people, they're going to charge you $8.50. Well, the museum screwed up, and they charged 27 people $9.25. So 27 times $9.25 is 300 and something. What is it? No, it's not. It's $249. That was close. Okay, so they screwed up, though, because they had more than 25 people. So what were they supposed to be charged for more than 25 people? $8.50. That's $29.50. And it wants to know a refund, so the refund is just to subtract what they paid from what they were supposed to pay. And that's the $20.25. All right, let's go to number 4 real quick. All right, number 4. This one should have been pretty easy. Number 4 should have been, what was it, 1 out of 10. H. I need to go over number 4. All right. Number 5 was pretty easy too, but number 5 is one of those problems that if you don't read correctly, that you're going to get it wrong just because you went too fast. So number 5 should have been D. Make sure you divided it by 6 because they added in an extra test. A lot of people are not careful. They go too fast and you pick C, okay? So be very, very careful. We can. So they went ahead and were nice to you and they added all these numbers up for you, gave you 429. And that's out of 5 tests, right? So it says solving which of the following equations for S gives you the score that he needs for the 6th test. So you take that S, which is his 6th test, and you add it to all his other tests. Or you could add all 5 of those numbers up, but it's going to take you forever, and time is money on the ACT. And now that's out of 6 tests. And it wants to know what S would be to make his average an 85 for his test. All right, so let's grab our notes. Tomorrow, we're going to do 6 through 10 on your ACT packet. Don't cheat and look at them ahead of time, guys, because all you're doing is cheating yourself, okay? You want to try to simulate what it will be like in a real ACT, okay? And the next ACT is February 11th. However, I believe that it's already too late to sign up. If it's not too late to sign up for the April 8th ACT though, okay? So please, please, please consider taking the ACT. And if you make a 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 30, or 6, please show me your score and I will put you on the wall over there. I really, really, really want that wall to be covered up with names for the ACT of high scores, right? Are y'all good? All right, here we go. For those of you that were absent, we are trying to have our quiz on Friday. It is not scheduled until Tuesday, but having it on Friday would kind of give y'all an extra couple of days for me to get your quiz graded so you can kind of see your grades before you take a test next Friday, okay? We could take, I really don't like giving tests on quizzes on Monday, but we could do it on Monday if we needed to, okay? All right, so let's look at your notes. Remember that the first thing of your notes was your justifications, and you are going to be assigned a few of these over the next 2 weeks to kind of get used to justification questions again, because I know it's been a minute since we've done them. But let us turn to page 3. If you were not here yesterday, you need to label or number your notes. So page 3 is the one that has the composition of functions in the middle of the page. That's page 3. So you might want to start with that one and number them backwards. So we need to finish this one up, right? Alrighty, let's finish this one up then. So if you weren't here yesterday, you might want to wait until number 3 to kind of figure out what we're doing on these. So from here, for everybody that was here, we need to plug in negative 6a plus 1 to which function? F of x, right? Which is f of x is easy, it's just 5x. So it'd be 5 times negative 6a plus 1, which is negative 30a plus 5. So your answer is f of g of 3a is equal to negative 30a plus 5. All right, do y'all want to do 3 together since it's been a minute since we've done these, or do you think you can handle 3? No? You want to do it together? Okay. All right, here we go. Number 3. Cover up the first letter, okay? What does this mean? This means that we're going to plug in a plus 4 into which function? H, which is this hot mess right here, okay? The x squared plus 6x plus 8. So this is going to be a plus 4 squared plus 6 times a plus 4 plus 8. All right, if you need to, you can go up here to the top and do a plus 4 times a plus 4. That's foiling, right? So this will be, first is a squared outer is 4a. Inner is also 4a. What's 4a and 4a give you? 8a. There you go. And how much is my last? 4 times 4? 16. Perfect. And then plus 6a when I distribute, plus 24, plus 8. All right, so that's a squared. And then I have 8a and 6a. 8a and 6a is 14a. And then I have 16 and 24 and 8, which is 48. All right, then you're just going to bring that letter F that was supposed to be in the front that we were covering up, bring him down each time. All right, so now what are we going to do? We're going to plug a squared plus 14a plus 48 into f. Well, that's pretty easy because f is just 5x, right? So it's just 5 times all that. So your f of h of a plus 4 is 5a squared plus 70a plus 240. Are y'all okay? Yes, sir.
Where'd you get the 8a? On the second line.
The outer and the inner. Your outer.
Okay.
Yeah, 4A and 4A. Y'all okay? Let me show you a cool little trick that we learned. Ready? Hold on. Let it work. Let's see if it wants to work. Oh, dang. Come on, work. There we go. And see, now I get to move on. See what happens when it updates and it wants to work right, y'all? Yay. Okay. It is. It is focusing correctly and everything. And it is going to behave this semester. I had time to finally update it right. All right. Okay, let's go to the next page. So this page right here should be page number 4, right? And again, I am terribly sorry, guys, that I didn't number these for you. It will be corrected next time, I promise. Okay. So, these are a little funky. What do you notice? That does not say find f times g. That's not what that says. Do you see how it has an open circle? Right here. You see how it has an open circle in between? It kind of looks like fog, kind of a thing. Well, that means composition. So if you notice on your notes, it said composition of functions, right? So that's what we're finding here. These are they're very easy, but they can be a little tricky at first. Y'all okay? Y'all ready to go? Some of us are sleeping on the very first day back from school, second day back from school. All right. Here we go. You ready? So what does this mean? It says find F composition of G. What in the world does that mean? So here's what it means. You ready? Make sure you write an open circle so you see it's not multiplication. Make that a little smaller. That's a little too big. So it means the same thing we were just doing. The F comes first, then the G of X is inside. Right? Getting this down on your paper? What in the heck does that mean? That means, what am I going to do with G of X? I'm going to plug G of X where? In for F, right? Okay, here we go. So maybe it'll help if we do highlighters. I'm going to plug all of that, 5x minus 6, into where? How do I plug it into F of X? Like, what does that mean to plug it into? Plug it in for X right here. Okay, so instead of F of X, it's F of 5x minus 6. And instead of negative 3 times X, it's negative 3 times 5x minus 6. Alright, so this doesn't mean anything. I don't do anything with this piece. I just bring it down. And what do I do on the other side? Distribute. So that'll be negative 15x plus 18. So that is, you rewrite it, that is your F composition of G. Don't worry, once we figure out how to do this algebra stuff, we're going to go over what in the world this composition stuff means. So what did it say after finding F composition of G? The other way around, right? So what in the world does G composition of F mean? The opposite, right? So F of X is going to go in for G of X. So, what do I plug in? What is F Huh? Negative 3x was your f of x. And that is, instead of 5 times x, it's 5 times negative 3x. And then minus 6. And so that's negative 15x minus 6. So rewrite your composition. G composition of f is equal to negative 15x minus 6. Not too difficult, right? A little tricky, but not hard. All right, what else did it say to do? Domain and range. Okay, Lord have mercy. It has been a hot minute since we've done some domain and range stuff. So, that's a bad glare. So if I were to plug in the first one, negative 15x plus 18, what kind of line is that?
Straight.
Why is it a straight line?
Because it doesn't have any exponent.
Because it doesn't have, well, technically it does have an exponent, but its exponent is a 1, right? What's the exponent of 2 tell you that it is? Parabola. What's the exponent of 3 tell you that it is? The cube, the Nene graph, right? What's an exponent of 4 tell you it is? A W. Very good. A quartic. Very good. All right. So we know that it's a straight line. So let's talk about domain. What was domain? What letter? X or Y? It's X. Very good. Okay. So if I want to find the domain of this sucker, that means that I need to figure out, I'm going to make this smaller. See, that glare is not so bad on it. I need to figure out what my x's are doing. So you see this line right here? What are my x's doing as I'm going to the left? They're going to the left forever and forever and forever and forever, right? So what is that? Negative infinity. And what are they doing as I'm going to the right? They're going positive. Even though it looks like it's going down, they're actually going right, correct? So they're going forever and forever and forever and forever and forever. So what is that? All real numbers. For a straight line, yes, ma'am. If it is a straight line, it will always be all real numbers. And the beautiful thing is, my range is the same thing. Why is that? Because it's going up forever and ever and down forever and ever. So my range for a straight line is always all real numbers. So that's the cool thing about a straight line, is it's always all real numbers. Right, gentlemen? What about the other one? Negative 15x plus 6.
It's going to be the same thing because it's a straight line.
It's a straight line. I don't even have to look at the graph. A straight line has the domain of all real numbers and a range of all real numbers. Pretty simple, right? Whoop, whoop. All right, let's look at number 2. Y'all think y'all can handle number 2? All right. Y'all try number 2 real quick. Let's put some music on so it's not so quiet in here. Y'all are being awfully quiet. Y'all still not adjusted to coming back to school? You had to wake up early this morning. And Sarah put up number 2, F composition of G. So negative x squared plus 3x minus 6, right? Y'all okay? All right, so anybody got the G composition of the F yet? Brinkley, you got it? All right, let's look at it. So let's see. Brinkley put up the G composition of F, and she is correct. Do we need to go over how she got x squared plus 11x plus 18? Anybody?
Yes.
Yes? The whole thing, or?
Just after you foil.
After you FOIL. Okay, so she FOILed and got x squared plus 4x plus 4x plus 16, right? Okay, so you bring your x squared down. 4x and 4x is 8x. But then you've got another x right here. Plus 3. 8 plus 3 is 11. Then she's got 16 plus 12 minus 10. Well, 12 minus 10 is 2. Plus 16 is 18. It's just a long stuff. You just got to combine all your like terms together. All right, let's talk about domain and range. You ready? Got your calculators ready to go? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Here we go. What is the domain of a parabola? All real numbers, right? Oh, how quickly we have forgotten about quadratics. It's a parabola because it's x squared. All right, your range is a different story, so let's plug it in. X squared plus 3x minus 6 how do we find our range? You got to find that vertex right there, right? You got to find that vertex. So how do I do that? I go to second calculate. Bless you. Hopefully you got your calculators going through this motion with me. Not putting your hands on your head. Alright, so what was that? That was a minimum. And then we go on the left side of the vertex. We go on the right side of the vertex. And what's that y value? Negative 8.25. And it's bottom to top. So it's negative 8.25. And where's the top going to? Positive infinity. Alright, you want to do the we'll do the next one together. Go back to y equals. Go back to y equals. Plug it in your calculator, right? Everybody's got calculators out. About 5 of you don't. Alright, let's plug it in. X squared plus 11x plus 18, right? My domain is easy. What's my domain going to be? Every single time for a parabola. What about my range? How do I find my range? Same way. Oh, man, I can't see the bottom of my parabola. Is that a big deal? No, you just go on the left side somewhere, okay? So second trace or second calculate, whatever you want to call it. Go down to minimum. Just go hit the left button until you see it somewhere. Ooh, it was way up there. Somewhere on the left side. Where's it at? Where's it at? There it is. And then somewhere on the right side. There it is. Let's see. What'd you get? Perfect. Perfect, perfect. And then where's it going up to? That's a funky looking infinity. There we go. Y'all okay? Alright. Number 3 is yours. Go to number 3, number 3, number 3, number 3. Alright, guys. Before you leave, get a checkpoint. You're going to be on the front. Before you leave, grab a checkpoint. They're going to be right here. On the table. Grab one before you leave. That's your homework tonight. We'll need to finish going over number 3.